All right, I'll be talking about cloud infrastructure. Cloud infrastructure is basically hardware you can rent that exists somewhere else. You can use it for whatever purpose, uh, not whatever, but purposes that they provide for you. Um, the most popular being AWS, which is the one I'm going to use. Microsoft Azure is just as good. I think I haven't tried or heard about the rest of these because they are more recent. This is the list of all the services you can get on AWS. So there's quite a bit. Oftentimes you'll find some of these aren't available in your region or are being discontinued. But this has just about anything in any specific configuration, and I'll be using 7 of them in my project. This is my component diagram. You can see I have 7 different AWS services, along with a few things outside of it that I make that combine everything up. And we're going to talk about those 7 services, starting with CloudFront, which is a content delivery network. And it basically just keeps files close to the people that need them. So lowers latency. So if you have a file in Europe and it needs to come all the way around the world to you, it doesn't have to because it might be in a closer location to you, depending on how popular it is. I'm going to skip this slide. It's basically how CDNs work. I just don't have time for that. We have simple storage servers. This is like a hard drive you can rent, almost quite literally just hard drive space. They store everything like files, objects, images, videos, whatever. And everything's mainly stored in what's called buckets. And so yeah, you make buckets for all your stuff. It's pretty nice. This is Amplify. Because I use Node for my backend and I don't mind coding backend in JavaScript, I'm going to be using Amplify, which is going to host my Node server. And this is a screenshot of my job. I'm hosting the website through here. Every time I push to my main branch, it'll automatically build and publish the website. And you can see it takes about 8 minutes at this point, and that means I have to sit there and babysit it for 8 minutes so it doesn't break. But that's what I'll be using. Route 53 is my DNS provider. A DNS is like a phone book that turns names into numbers. So Google.com turns into whatever IP address that the request needs to go to. So you can use just about anything. It's not really important for this one to be an Amazon service, but this figured might as well see if it's worth the integration it has with the other services. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database. You can get these anywhere, and it really is. It's not a big deal. Like it, as far as performance, costs, everything's gonna be pretty similar. But I'm just going with the Amazon database. This is a tool I really like, API Gateway. You can make an API, and it's all graphical, and you don't have to code a lot. You just, you say, here's my domain, here's my path, take requests of these type, from these people with these tokens, and it just handles all that for you. And then you typically route those requests to what's called a Lambda. And this is a serverless function. So you can just run this function at any time. It's on their hardware, it's on their servers. So you could spool it up and it'll perform all those, execute all that code, and then it'll go back to sleep. So that's how we do it for API Gateway. Is those requests come in, and this Lambda is going to decide what to do with it, where it's going to go, those sorts of things. And from here on out, these last few services aren't something that like I would put on my component diagram because they're just kind of there for developing purposes. Like CloudWatch, this is going to be like my centralized location to send all my logs to. So, with all these services, they're all going to have different logs. And this is one of the main benefits of having it all within the same provider is all those logs can just go right to CloudWatch, and I can pull them up, set alarms, those sorts of things. Step functions, also very popular, are very easy to use. More than a Lambda, you don't have to write code. You can put things together graphically, and that's pretty nice. All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you guys for watching.